Hey Metal Maniacs, this is Ric of Malice Divine from Toronto, and you are cranking it up on the Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio with Dave Softee.
Alrighty, here we go, Metal Maniacs. Please help me welcome back to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Toronto, Canada, from Melodic Black death metal band Malice Divine, here to talk about his sophomore offering, Everlasting Ascendancy, due out on January 27th of 2023. Joining us once again, we have founding member and extremely talented musician Ric Galvez on vocals, guitars, bass, and lyrics.
Yeah,
everything related to Malice Divine. So, well, welcome back, Ric, and thank you again for this opportunity. I'm looking forward to talking to you
I'm very excited to be back here.
Yeah, and as we know, your first offering, the self-titled Malice Divine, was an outstanding metal offering. Yeah, really, we're still talking about that. And recently I had a theme show and had to do with time and father time, we called it. And I did a search and Malice Divine came up and I noticed you have this new music coming out. So I said, oh, great. Got to get a new interview. And here we are. And
yeah, definitely.
So now it's time that we do promote your upcoming release, which is not that far away, Everlasting Ascendancy. And it's still you on the bass, guitars, vocals. You do the writing.
The vocals, guitars, bass. And once again, I got Dylan Gowan handling the session drums as well.
Yeah, that's cool. So it's the same atmosphere as last time.
Yeah, very similar atmosphere as far as like the actual recording.
Yeah,
it's the same team essentially. So like me on guitar, vocals, and bass, Dylan handling the session drums, Tyler Williams handling the engineering and mixing. It's a very similar atmosphere to the first one.
Very cool. And what was the inspiration behind the lyrical content and actually the concept of your latest masterpiece?
That's a very great question. I think in a nutshell, I have to say it's really just, overcoming, personal obstacles and just deciding who you want to be, and just having the courage and the strength to go after what you really want in life. And lyrically, it's very much an album about, resilience and determination and overcoming. So
it's really a personal album.
Oh, yeah, it's a very personal album. Same thing with the first one, lyrically, it's extremely personal.
Yeah, I could feel the continuity, how one album goes to the other. It's very, very good flow to it. It definitely goes one back to back really well.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah,
the look, so. The sound and the look, everything is just really perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
And you were talking about the mixing, and then let's talk about the production. Was it recorded at the same studio as last time?
Yeah, it was recorded at the same studio as last time. We did a few little different things this time around, but same producer, same studio.
Okay, very cool. And let's mention everybody related to the actual making of this offering. As far you did start saying about the mixing and the mastering and the entire production, and I would like to hear more about that. And also, I do see your cover art. It's very similar to the last one, and once again, it's very epic. And I believe it was designed by the same person as last time?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you definitely, see the continuity because, they're pretty much the exact same style as, the first album. It was, Ika Saputra. He has a illustration company called Psycho Art. I got him to do the album artwork again, and once again, he knocked out the park and did a fantastic job. I think, once again, it fits the music perfectly, just like how I did with the first album. So, yeah, got him on for the artwork again. And then, so like I was mentioning for the actual creation of the album, so I had Tyler Williams handling the engineering and mixing, as well as Dylan Gowan handling the session drums. This time around, actually, I ended up going with a different mastering engineer. So for the first album, we went with Last Lemaire out of Germany, and for this time around, we went with J.B. King for the mastering. But overall, very similar, team for the creation of the album.
Yeah, it has a very good flow. Like I said, back to back. If you listen to the first Malice Divine and then listen to your brand new release, it definitely goes one into the other very smoothly.
Well, thank you. I think so too. That's exactly, what I was aiming for. I wanted to be the second album to be like a natural progression and continuation, from the first album. Not necessarily like a part two of the first album, but just a natural progression, continuation, where it just kind of, it just kind of makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, like chapter 2 of Malice Divine, really good stuff. And I don't know, I don't remember the last offering you had if you were associated with DistroKid, but I do notice it now. Are they helping you with distribution? I would imagine so. But this is still self-released, or have you found some sort of label to work with you?
Yeah, this is still self-released. Yeah, I have been using DistroKid for getting my music out onto all the different platforms out there. And so far so good. DistroKid has been a great service to use. But yeah, still self-released for now, so still independent. In the long run, I definitely would like to get signed to a record label. One with excellent distribution, because I really think that that will be the next level up for my music.
Yeah, hopefully for maybe after this release, for your future releases, someone will take notice of your talent and offer you a good deal.
Yeah, I'm confident, they'll happen eventually. This is only, the second album out of potentially many, so I know I still have a lot of music.
We hope so.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely trust me. It's only just the beginning. So, there's a lot to look forward to in the coming years and decades too, because I do want to do this the rest of my life. I'm, like I said, I'm confident that record labels will eventually take notice. I'm aware it's probably going to take some time. So I don't have any expectations of releasing one album or even two albums, and everybody is coming, to sign me. Especially with kind of music, it takes a while to really build up a big enough name. So
yeah, the underground is really tough, but I think that if you can get this music out there alive, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I think if you're out there performing, I think you get noticed a lot quicker. So hopefully that'll happen for you. We'll get to that a little bit later. But really, these interviews and promoting the new releases, it's all about informing the fans on how they can get merch from you, so that you could actually support the band by the support of the fans. So I want to give a bunch of links. Now, first, what formats will Everlasting Ascendancy be available? Besides the digital, you have the CDs too?
Yeah, of course. So it's definitely got to be on CD. Actually, I'm currently in the works with a company based in Toronto here to get CDs printed. So I'm going to get CDs printed again, just like I did the first album. There was CDs printed for the first. So yeah, just for now, it's just going to be digital and CD. Eventually, in the future, depending on how my finances is, I'm actually very well might look into getting both albums printed on vinyl. I think that'd be really awesome.
That will be really awesome. And I think what I understand is it's a very tedious task, as far as it's an expensive avenue to go down, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. But it does take time, the production of it all.
Sure. So yeah,
but it's worth it.
It's going to be just digital and CD, and then if I think it's worth it, in the future, then I'll look into getting both albums, on vinyl.
Yeah, that's cool. And would you consider doing what they call a splatter design for the look of it, or you think just simple black, or what ideas you have for that?
Yeah, I haven't really thought of that actually. Well, also it depends, on how expensive that's. Because at the end of the day, it's really just me.
Exactly.
My finances. So a splatter design would be cool, but it also boils down to if I can afford it, and if I could even get a good enough return on investment from that. So I haven't looked into doing vinyl release or anything yet, so it's hard for me to say. It really depends, my finances and potential return on investment from it. So
yeah, that's totally understandable.
Yeah, when I get to the point where I am looking to get the albums on vinyl, then I'll be at a point where I can decide that. But right now, just wait to decide. I think black or flatter.
I totally get that, and so now's a good time to share some links with the fans out there so they could support Malice Divine, especially if they like the music and they want to support you. We'll give them all the links that we can so they could help by getting merch, whether it's the CDs when they come out, whether it's the digital downloads, or I noticed on your Facebook or on the Malice Divine Facebook, You got some nice hoodies out there, and you might have a lot more merchandise that I'm not aware of, so we could talk about that as well. But let me give some links first. I have quite a bit of them. Of course, you have your Facebook.com, Malice Divine Band. You have malicedivine.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, that's Bandcamp.
Yeah, and then you also have Instagram, Malice Divine Official.
Malice Divine Official, YouTube as well. So just youtube.com/Malice Divine. So yeah, I definitely want to look into growing the YouTube channel too. So
yeah, that's cool.
Out there. And also recently, actually, I created a TikTok account for Malice Divine too, just very recently.
That's great. I'm also on TikTok, so maybe we could connect sometime and talk about the music in front of a new audience.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, TikTok would be a great, platform to, get, my music out in front of, a different segment, of the potential target audience that, may not even be using, Facebook or even Instagram, so.
Yeah, I agree with that, too, and I've been thinking about that, and I've done some lives already talking about Metal Messiah Radio, the Metal Meltdown, and talking about the underground, so I haven't done it in a while, but I'd like to do that again and get with someone like yourself and talk about the music, and hopefully we have an audience for that. It's a very underground, even on internet radio, but on TikTok, it's not the normal thing. I don't want to be normal anyway, but I think that's something that is very important to get out there. So now knowing that you have TikTok, I will reach out to you sometime when you're free. Hopefully I'll be free too. We could actually connect on there and just spend time talking about everything to do with music in general and Malice Divine, of course. But that's good news. That's good news. Also, you're available on Spotify, on Apple, and DistroKid also. I want to give that link. distrokid.com/hyperfollow/ Malice Divine everlasting Ascendancy.
Yeah, so DistroKid is really just the link for that is more so just to be able to pre-save the album on Spotify.
Okay.
DistroKid isn't an actual music listening platform. It's more of a music distribution platform.
Right.
Yeah, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube Music. I know there's Deezer as well. I think that might be more of a European thing.
I think that is. Yeah, I've never heard of Deezer, but I do see it on the Metal Archives for a lot of bands from Germany and stuff. Let's get back to merch. What do you currently have available for your fans? Like I mentioned, I did see that hoodie. It looked really impressive. Do you still have hoodies available?
Yeah, for the hoodie design that I have of the first album, I actually literally only have 2 hoodies left to sell. So wow. I have a small and a medium, and then once those 2 are gone, it's officially sold out. However, I do have a new hoodie in the works for the next album, Everlasting Ascendancy. So soon I'm going to have more hoodies available for sale, but it's going to be a different design with the new album. That's
cool. Now, what else do you have? You still have shirts available?
Yeah, I still have plenty of shirts available. So right now, at the moment, I have for sale an album design T-shirt of the first album, the self-titled. And I also have logo T-shirts. It's just literally just the Malice Divine logo in 2 variants. So I have a black T-shirt logo variant with the logo on white, and then I also have white T-shirts with the logo on black on. So there's 2 variants of the logo T-shirt.
Very good, very good. Yeah, you were just mentioning about YouTube, and of course I subscribe to your YouTube, and I do notice you have from your previous release a bunch of videos, and we might have talked about that last year. Maybe that wasn't out at the moment, but it says it's been out there for a year, and we got together 2 years ago, so I'm not so sure if we even talked about that. But I want to talk the videos that you're having for promotion of your latest release, and I saw that you have Silent Judgment, a official playback or playthrough, and you have an album teaser out there. I noticed that you just released your second single. I don't know if that's in on YouTube as a
it is.
MP3.
I literally just made actually the lyric video public literally like about maybe 15 minutes before his interview, because
Okay.
I had website No Clean Singing do the premiere for it. So when we're doing the premiere, I need to have the video unlisted for 24 hours after we launch the premiere. So I recently I went to my YouTube because it's been over 24 hours since they premiered it, and now it's officially public on my YouTube page.
That's good news. And if I know you good enough, you're going to have more videos being available for this current release, because I know you have a couple or three, but I know you'll most likely have more. Do you have any kind of like time frame of how you're going to release new videos?
Yeah, I do actually. So the next video that's going to be going up will be the full album stream for Everlasting Ascendancy. So that's going to be going up the day of the album release, so that'll be January 27th. And then also, I recently finished a new playthrough video for a song on the upcoming album that I filmed myself, actually, in my bedroom, I believe, December 30th. And then my friend Daryl V, he did the editing for it. So he's almost done the editing. I'm pretty sure he should be done by tomorrow. So that I want to release maybe within a week to 2 weeks after the album release. So that's my timeline for videos so far. I also am looking into getting another lyric video for another song, but I'll probably release after the playthrough video I just mentioned. But maybe I can release that late February, early March, something like that. So that's my timeline for videos so far.
Excellent. Now, would you like to give a shout out to those who have some sort of credit as far as taking part in the creation of these videos, as far as maybe editors or the ones that filmed it or directed, anything that might have anything to do with the outcome of your videos? Anyone deserve any notice?
Yeah, for sure. So for the Silence Judgment playthrough video, I filmed it actually back in June at Monolith Productions. That's where I recorded the album. So I went over to Tyler Williams' studio, and we filmed the videos together. So he helped me, set up, the lights and the camera angles. So we essentially filmed it ourselves together. And then I got a guy named Alan T. He has a company called Senpai Media to edit the video. He did a lot of my editing actually for videos from the first album too. And he also filmed and edited the video for first album. So yeah, he did an excellent job once again with editing that video. But he also put together a lyric video for the title track Everlasting Ascendancy as well. And he also did the upcoming full album stream for Everlasting Ascendancy. So he did that. And then for the new playthrough video I just filmed, I actually had a different editor. I got my good friend Daryl V. Shout out to Daryl V. Check him out. He's a really awesome guitar player. Really good friend of mine too. So I got him to do the editing this time around. He did a fantastic job, And then I'll probably get him to do my editing in the future. But I also filmed that playthrough by myself as well.
That's excellent. It sounds like you have great teamwork along with you, so that's a very good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, one thing I want to talk about that I noticed recently on your Facebook, I believe it was either Malice Divine Facebook or your personal Facebook, is that you announced on September 17th of 2022 that you're looking for a drummer so that you can take Malice Divine on the live stage sometime in early 2023. So obviously my question is, have you found the right drummer for you?
Yeah, so regarding that, it's a bit of a weird situation because, right now it's kind of up in the air. Because, there was a situation where, I thought I had the right members, But then for a bunch of personal reasons, it just didn't work out with them.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to get like, you know, into any details because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so right now, like, there's another drummer I've been talking to for about a month now, but I know he's been having some troubles with certain things too. So like, I gotta see, you know, where he's at. You know, I've been, you know, besides, you know, the drummer thing, I need to find like another second guitarist and another bassist now too.
Right.
It didn't work out with them for personal reasons. Like, again, I'm not going to go into details about it because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus.
No, I got you.
Yeah, just like that. That's kind of been the one like aspect of Malice Divine that's kind of been, I guess, you know, not going like super well for me, to be completely honest.
I got you.
Malice Divine has been going fantastic, but just getting the right bandmates, it's been very tough, to be completely honest. It's been very tough.
Yes, I understand that, because in the studio you can do everything. You know, and you have your session drummer, and you get everything the way you want it to be. But to get that live, it takes a lot more work, and you see you're having difficulty with that. I hope that works out for you, but it's in the world that you're in with this, you know, whether you're a thrash metal band, a melodic death black metal band, or anything underground. It doesn't have to be exactly extreme metal even. Just to get the members to work with you, to actually get the music out there live, it's what they call a tedious task. It's not that easy. And unfortunately, you're feeling that. And I hope that, you know, for Malice Divine, for yourself, that you could actually find the people willing to work with you. Because this music, it deserves to be performed live. And I think if you can get that done, I think you have a better chance to get noticed and to find some label that will show more interest in you. I think that's very important.
Yeah, because the internet like promotion of Malice Divine has been going fantastic ever since, you know, like the first album came out, you know. So I really think, you know, like with the internet promotion, like working together with like, you know, performing live, doing kick-ass shows, and like, you know, going to different cities, you know, I think those two things together, I think that will, like, you know, just, you know, amplify things even more, and then eventually lead to even more growth for this music, and then, you know, very well potentially leading to, like, you know, signing with a really awesome label.
I really think you deserve to be signed to a great label. They don't have to be a huge label, but some label that's willing to work with you, that you could actually, you know, get something out of it. The less burden on yourself alone, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, with a label that I signed to, it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, something that's like as big as like Nuclear Blast or Century. It doesn't have to be that big. But like there needs to be, you know, like some incentive. I need to get, you know, like a wider access, you know, to more potential fans, you know, by working with them. You know? So there has to be some return on investment from, you know, like working with the label. You know, it can't be just some label that, like, you know, technically signs you, but barely does anything. You know? So
right.
There has to be, you know, like a working relationship where like, you and the label are both working really hard to promote music.
Yeah, so the search continues to have a live lineup so that you can perform this. And, you know, of course, I wish you the best of luck with that. I don't think it's ever going to be easy, though, but hopefully something will come your way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I have no doubts that eventually will happen, because, quite frankly, it would be like a crime for these songs not to be played live, you know. So I think, you know, right now, if anything, it was actually kind of good that, like, you know, my plans with those other musicians kind of not even just kind of, they just fell apart, because, you know, I've already been like so busy, like, you know, promoting like this upcoming album and other stuff in my life too. So, like, you know, I think, like, you know, early into next year, I think that'll be like a really good time for me again to go hard on, like, you know, getting a lineup together and then, you know, rehearsing a lot to really, you know, kick ass live.
Yeah, I hope that happens for you. And I know that you have the burden of all the expenses for Malice Divine. So, I mean, you've been very busy getting this music out there. So when have you found the time to make this album? It's really interesting to me how you could do that and how you can support Malice Divine. So could you remind us how you earn a living that you could do the band as well?
Yeah, so for quite a few years now, I've actually been working as a music instructor. So I teach guitar, bass, and also even like beginner level drums because I do play drums too. Like I'm not like super advanced at drums, but like I'm at an intermediate enough level where I can teach beginner level drums to new students. So that's been my primary means of income generation. Also on the side too, I have worked some retail jobs here and there too. For the past little while, I was actually busy with school as well, so it wasn't like I had the time to have a consistent full time job. But I've worked numerous part time jobs at the same time for quite a while, so that really helped a lot.
Being a music teacher, do you find that you have a very flexible schedule that allows you the time to create music from Malice Divine?
Oh yeah, definitely very flexible. Like when I was going really hard at writing this upcoming album, Everlasting Ascendancy, that was actually during 2021 when like the pandemic, like it wasn't as bad as the year before, but like it was still kind of not entirely like done yet. So I still had plenty of time during 2021, and to like go really hard writing the album, and then I recorded it from January of last year to May of last year over those months.
Okay.
While I was working like 3 jobs or something like that, So
wow.
just something you gotta do, like I was able to do it because I was able to sacrifice having a social life, But
yeah.
whatever, I don't really care about that. My music is way more important.
And it sounds to me like you've also been trying to put together the live band also, and making the time to try to get that to happen. And it sounds like it's almost happened a couple of times, but as they say, shit happens when you have this in the works, and it's like playing a game. I think it was called Kerplunk. You pull one string out and it all falls apart, and that sounds like what's been happening to you.
Yeah, well, it's not even really just like one string, falls out. It's been like, just like one after the other, This person can't do it anymore because of this reason, or this reason. This person has something happen to them, so they can't do it now, or this person can't do it for whatever reason. It's just like, it hasn't really been like much fun as far as having like consistent, dedicated like live lineup. But like I said, that's really the only thing regarding Malice Divine that's been like really tough lately. Everything else has been like going like fantastic, So like I'm not like really bummed out or anything. I know eventually I'm gonna find the right people. So
yeah, you'll always find someone with excuses, but hopefully you'll find people to join you that are hungry enough to do something like this and see the big picture at the end of it all. Hopefully you'll find that those people, the 3 or 4 people you need to do this live, hopefully you get them.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna need to be 3 people, because drummer, bassist, and a second guitarist, and then obviously me on guitar and vocals. So yeah, I'm gonna need 3 other people. Right. But it's gonna happen eventually. I know.
Right. I actually could see in my mind, I could see you performing live, and I could see you actually switching from bass and guitar, intertwining. So I just see you doing that because you play bass, you play guitar. I could see perhaps maybe some songs you play bass and some you play guitar. I don't know.
No, for live, I just want to play guitar. And I'm way more of a guitarist than I am a bassist.
Okay.
I like playing bass, don't get me wrong. But the only time I ever practice bass is like when I'm getting ready to track bass for my albums. I'm way more of a guitar player. So it's definitely you play guitar and vocals.
But you playing the way that you play on your guitar and you singing the way that you do, to do both at the same time, that is going to be something else.
Yeah, it's going to be fucking awesome when I pull it over.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you have any new toys that you'd like to talk about, or gear? Would you like to mention anything about that? I don't know if you have had any more toys to your collection, or Are you happy with what you have, and that's what you're
Yeah,
sticking with?
I'm fully down to talk. I love talking about gear, actually. So, this time around, actually, I use two different electric guitars for recording albums. So, I used my Jackson Dinky charcoal gray with ebony fretboard when I was tracking rhythm guitars. That actually has Seaboard Duncan black winter pickups in it. And, like, those are, like, perfect for, like, black metal and death metal music. So that's why I got those installed about 2 years ago or something like that. So I used that for the rhythm guitar tracks. And then about 2 years ago, roughly around the time when the first album came out, I got actually another Jackson. I got a white Jackson with maple fret. And this time around, I actually used that for the guitar solos and guitar leads. So I used that. And it still has the stock Seaboard Duncan pickups in it. And then once again, I also use my Yamaha classical guitar for the classical guitar parts. So I use that for the classical guitars on both albums. And then this time, actually, I use a different bass, recorded bass track. So for the first album, I borrowed Tyler's Yamaha 5-string bass. So it had he installed some really good pickups, so it didn't have stock pickups. But I used that for the first album. And then for the second album, about a year and a half ago, I recently got a 4-string Ibanez. So I used that for tracking the bass guitar this time around.
That's very interesting. Now, I'm curious to know, what kind of drums do you like to play when you do either teach them or play them for fun? What do you like to play?
Well, when I'm teaching, it's always a drum kit that the school or company I'm working for already has.
I see.
At the moment, actually, I have an electronic drum kit in my bedroom, literally right next to me, that I've been using to practice drums on, because I do want to get a lot better at drums. So I definitely want to get good enough at drums where I can actually record drums on my future albums. It's be a lot of work, because as you can tell from listening to music, it's not exactly easy to play on drums. That's why I got Dylan to do it.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I definitely want to get to the point where I got the drum chops to be able to do it.
If you had to, right? Yeah, exactly. But hopefully you won't. Hopefully you'll never have to. But yeah. So
the thing is, I kind of want to, because I actually really like playing them a lot. I think it would be another avenue for me to explore, to grow even more as a musician, to become an even better musician.
I see. So your goal is to be really a one-man band.
Yeah, as far as the tracking process is concerned, I really like to be in one-man band. However, if I do find the right people, and chemistry is right, and personalities, gel, and we're really good musicians as well, then I am open to having it being a more band effort. But at the moment, I have to be honest with you, I'm kind of leaning to just remaining one man project, unless I can find the right.
I got you.
So far,
I got you. Yeah.
So far, I haven't.
Yeah.
And with the experiences I've had, I kind of want to keep it that way. As at least right now, I might do it differently in the future. But right now, I just want to, keep being creative on my own.
I hear you. So you would sacrifice doing everything yourself if you found the right members to do this live, and they worked well enough with you that you would invite them into the studio with you to be recording the album with you.
Yeah.
I got you. Right?
But I would have to find the right, and like I said, I just have.
It's hard to find anybody. Then to find the right people on top of that, it's much harder. Yeah, I got you. Totally understand you. Well, I wish you the best with that, and hopefully, in a good sense, the next time we have our latest interview for the following Malice Divine offering, everything will fall into place for you, and you'll be happy to have a full band with you in the recording process. But if that doesn't happen, we'll still be here to talk about whatever Malice Divine has to offer the next time also. So it'll be interesting to know what happens from now and then. And I hope that you do find somebody before the end of 2023 to actually get this music out there. That would be so cool.
Definitely. I really think, like, now, like, I'm really approaching a time where, like, I'm really ready to, like, to like, get, like, this music out there. So, yeah, I'm really excited. A lot of fun when it does happen.
I assure you, your fans definitely want this to happen for you. So let's hope for the best.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like I said, like, I am confident, it's going to happen. The message of that music is, all about determination, resilience, and overcoming obstacles, like I said, so, like, which is, a good opportunity to, put my beliefs into practice, like I always do. So, like I said, I'm not phased by this one. It's going to happen one way or another.
I hope so. And, Rick, Everlasting Ascendancy, an outstanding album. Again, I quickly fell in love with it like I did your first offering, so I'm really happy that this is out there. And I want to thank you for spending time with us tonight again on Metal Meltdown, on Metal Messiah Radio. I believe we caught everybody up to speed, but I just want to be sure. Is there anything else that we could bring out to them that we haven't discussed yet?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the one thing I gotta say before we wrap up is, just to make sure that, like, you guys are following Malice Divine on social media. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok now, YouTube, Bandcamp, and also Spotify, iTunes, wherever you like listen to music. So just make sure, you're following Malice Divine, because there's definitely going to be a lot of updates in the future. Just make sure you're following social channels.
I think I have you followed everywhere except for TikTok, but when we're done with the interview, I am going to follow you on there. Is it under Malice Divine?
Yeah, it's just like at Malice. Yeah.
Okay, I'll look for that, and you'll definitely get a follow from me. Please follow back so that if we do get the chance to connect live on TikTok, then we could maybe do something extra special there too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. As soon as I get the notification that you follow my TikTok, I'm gonna follow you back.
Excellent. And I advise all the fans out there that are fans of Malice Divine and have TikTok to do the same. This way, when they go live on TikTok, or whether he has interviews with myself or anyone, that you could actually follow those and learn more about Malice Divine, and hopefully things will get brighter for the future of Malice Divine as far as seeing them live. Yeah. That's really the next step.
Oh yeah, that's definitely, like I said, like, if you just focus on, like, the whole, like, live thing, yeah, it might seem like, all doom and gloom, but, like, I'm looking at the bigger picture here, and the bigger picture looks incredibly positive. I'm focusing on.
Yeah, you have a very good outlook on it, so let's hope that everything goes as you have foreseen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. At this time, Rick, would you like to say anything to your Malice Divine fans that are tuning in right now?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you, for supporting my music, in any way possible. It means the world to me because, this is like my biggest passion in life. Really, this is like what I truly feel like I was meant to do. So thank you to everybody who supported me and followed me on social media. Thank you immensely.
Awesome. And thank you again, Ric Galvez. And I want to wish you a really healthy, happy new year. 2023 may be a big year for you. May you find that band that you need to get out there live. May it happen for you. Yeah, and if it does happen, let me know about that. Especially if it happens over the winter months, because then we could get maybe another interview, whether it be here or on TikTok, to spread the word about that, because I know that's a big goal of yours, and it's a very important goal. So I really wish that happens for you, and that you will have continued success and be able to get that contract that you want with the major label.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'm confident that it will happen one day. the music, it's not a two-minute horn, but it's good. It deserves to be heard by as many people in the world as possible. It will happen.
I'm a big fan of your music since the beginning, and I don't think that'll ever change. There's no reason why it would. But still playing your music from the first album, and the same will happen with this brand new release, and probably every release you have coming forward. And I look forward to talking to you again for every future release. As you know, that you'll always have a home here, and so I'm glad that we got to talk again about Malice Divine and about the music. And I'm looking forward to the time that we could talk about other members of the band when the time is right for that. That'll be a very cool thing. But I want to,
cool thing for sure.
Yeah, I want to wish you the best. And
thank you.
Let's go crank up more tunes. Let's go hear more Malice Divine. Let's crank it up loud. Let's enjoy this music.
Yeah, it's meant to be played loud.
Yes.